Grand Theft Auto 6 is one of the most hyped up video game releases of all time, and unfortunately, we have been waiting years, and it looks like we have to wait even longer because they have now announced a delay, and gamers are furious. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, obviously, I would rather a team of developers take their time and make an experience that is going to release and be fantastic. I don't want games to release buggy and broken and in a really poor state, because sometimes games end up having that happen and then they fail, and it takes years and years to kind of fix all of those problems, if they even can. The few games that have were like Cyberpunk 2077 and also No Man's Sky, but those types of situations are few and far between, and I want GTA 6 to come out. I want it to be good, and millions of other gamers do too. But unfortunately, that means that we are going to have to wait significantly longer for fun experiences. And now we're finding out that GTA 6 has been delayed until May 26th, 2026. Here is the statement that they made. It says, Grand Theft Auto 6 is now coming May 26th, 2026. We are very sorry that this is later than you expected. The interest and excitement surrounding a new Grand Theft Auto has been truly humbling for our entire team. We want to thank you for your support and your patience as we work to finish the game. With every game we have released, the goal has always been to try and exceed your expectations, and Grand Theft Auto 6 is no exception. We hope you understand that we need this time to deliver at the level of quality you expect and deserve. We look forward to sharing more information with you soon. Sincerely, Rockstar Games. Now, this is a pretty good statement. It is pretty generic though, and unfortunately, when it comes to GTA 6, we don't have a lot of information. We've gotten the initial teaser. We have that to build hype off of, I suppose, and of course, the Grand Theft Auto name in general is massive. But besides that, we haven't really seen like full gameplay teasers and trailers, and we haven't seen a showcase of characters or weapons or areas. Like, that is just not what we have gotten so far, which I think would quell a lot of the worries that people have at this point. But unfortunately, situations like this are pretty common at this point. Studios end up announcing their games years and years in advance to please shareholders and also hold off customers. And then we end up seeing delay after delay after delay, or studios just go silent. Look at something like Star Wars Eclipse. It was announced in 2021. It is now 2025. It's coming out in 2027 if they hit that date. Look at the Wonder Woman game that Monolith was making. That was announced in 2020. They ended up canceling it this year in 2025 because, unfortunately, they just were not able to, I suppose, figure out a way to make it successful. They had rebooted it a couple of times, and none of those reboots particularly worked. Though, regardless, we're talking about years of hype building, and unfortunately, when it comes to years of hype building, that means years of expectations growing as well. People speculating, oh, what are they doing? Like, we already knew that GTA 6 was going to happen, but they probably should have waited to officially announce it and like show teasers and trailers until it was a little bit closer to release. And now they've got everybody panicking. Gamers are furious, and their stock prices have tanked after the delay announcement, though this article says it might actually be a good thing. It says GTA 6 developer Rockstar announced that they're delaying the title all the way into 2026, several months off of the expected late 2025 release date. As a result, Take-Two's stock price has tanked. This release was so highly anticipated that almost every other publisher was waiting with bated breath and holding off on revealing their games that would release to try and clear the way, which is totally understandable. Like, there are not going to be a lot of games that could directly compete with something the size of a Grand Theft Auto 6 or even an Elder Scrolls 6 when we eventually get that. It says it's not as if GTA 6 is the only big Take-Two game on their slate for the 2025 holiday season, because Borderlands 4 is not only hitting its planned release date, but it's actually coming out 2 weeks earlier than expected because of how well the development is going. But when it comes to GTA 6, we are talking about them dumping billions of dollars into it, an estimated $2 billion. So they have a lot riding on this launch and ultimately this success. Now, of course, there are a few different speculations here, some that I generally agree with. Like, first of all, there are people who believe that they delayed this so that next year they can launch it with a higher price tag. We just saw Xbox announce that they're raising first-party game prices, and also hardware prices. A couple of weeks ago, Nintendo announced that they're raising some of their game prices to $80, and that's going to become the industry norm. That's going to be the standard. And we've heard rumors for years at this point that they wanted to launch GTA 6 at $100. And I think what they wanted to do, now, of course, put your tinfoil hats on for this, is wait another year if they even hit this May 26th, 2026 release date, so that they can watch people get used to the $80 price tag so that they can tack on the 20 extra bucks at GTA 6's release, so they can actually charge $100 for a standard edition. So they want to give it a little bit of time for people to get comfortable with $80, and really see how the market goes at that point. Of course, there's no like confirmation on that, but one would assume that GTA 6 is a game they're going to try to charge as much money as possible for. And of course, there is speculation that this game had gone woke, that they had added a lot of ideologically driven content to this title. Unfortunately, with the way that Rockstar has kind of changed over the years, now they've apologized, and how with things like the GTA trilogy, they censored content, it wouldn't be particularly shocking that they took this in a bit more of a, I suppose, progressive direction. But there is the speculation that they decided to delay this so that they could change the story and some gameplay elements, and they wanted to just change it because of the shift in the political climate. Obviously, that would be a plus if that is the case, but none of that is confirmed. And even with that, which could be a good thing, Rockstar is taking a hell of a lot of heat right now. There are tons of people who are just genuinely upset with this. Of course, again, I would rather a game come out and be in a good state and not be buggy and broken. But on the flip side, we've waited years and you've put billions of dollars into this. Like, how much more time could you possibly need for this game's development cycle? There are tons of people with the hands on their face emojis and gifs and saying that this is just an unfortunate situation. This is how I feel, and it's sitting and staring in the darkness. I think most gamers would actually prefer that y'all just release more GTA titles rather than take 13 years between games. And I generally agree. While I love super high quality, in-depth experiences, they already had a great formula with games like GTA 5. It's not like they needed to change it that drastically. So now they're taking years and years just for one game to come out. And sure, it does build hype, but it also builds scrutiny. People are going to be much more critical of this game when it releases. That's a problem that Cyberpunk had. People had waited over a decade for that game to finally release. It came out, it was buggy and broken, and people were much harsher on it than I think they would have been if it had released 5 years into a development cycle. Take your time and release a masterpiece. I'll be ready, me and the boys, when GTA 6 comes out and it's all old geezers, which, yeah, I'm starting to feel that way with games like Elder Scrolls 6, GTA 6. Were we ever going to get Winds of Winter? Probably not. I mean, by the time Winds of Winter releases, I won't even be able to see because I'm going to be blind from old age. Call us if you need help delivering. Domino's Pizza UK. 13 years to make a single video game is fucking insane. Yeah, I just don't see how it could take them this long. Maybe it will be a masterpiece. I hope it comes out, and I genuinely hope it's good. But right now, they are facing a hell of a lot of backlash from gamers who are just upset and saying game studios and publishers need to start adjusting their release dates for games, and screaming at the air. People who are just frustrated that it takes so long to get another entry in their favorite franchise. So I'll be keeping my eye on the situation. Rockstar has already made their statement, so I don't think they're going to say anything else. It will be interesting to see how the stocks go, because they have tanked since this announcement, but only time will tell. Though that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, give it a like, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.